Okay.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. We are June 1st,
Yes.
Mr. Lazo. June
Yes.
1st, here we are at one of our COVID update meetings. The last couple of months have been a big challenge, without
Yes.
a doubt, the last 3 months, and I know everybody's chomping at the bit. So we'll go through a little bit of info here that Deputy Mayor and I have. COVID-19 currently, as of today, and these, again, are subject, they're variable, so we have to not take them for what they're worth 100%. 124 cases, 13 deaths, 25 known recoveries. And to those that have passed, we wish our heartfelt sympathy. It's important to realize again that these numbers are very fluid. As we know, we have OEM meetings on Tuesdays. Sometimes they're not in the same towns and they have to be justified later based on address. So those numbers can fluctuate a little bit. We also have, in terms of recovery, we have more people through Kevin Sumner in his office working to get in touch with the folks that we know were sick or have been sick or are currently sick. And to the extent possible, folks, we don't want to invade your privacy. We want to make sure that we get some feedback in terms of how we know the recovery is going. And we're always there to support you. We've said from day one with this, we want to hear from you if you need our help. So that number being 25, if you are called, please participate. If you don't want to, we get it.
We understand.
Yeah, but keep in mind that the number of 124 does not reflect the net number of the people that are sick. In other words, those that have recovered are not coming off that number. So it's actually better than what we think it is.
And Mayor, these numbers have, thankfully, flattened significantly.
Yes.
We have fortunate to have not any increases
Right.
in deaths.
Right.
And it's stabilized, and we're grateful for that.
Right. And we do realize that a lot of these senior facilities are having the biggest problem there. We've offered to support them to the extent possible. In our OEM meetings, we're starting to find out where, while these numbers are the way they are, and we see these graphics from different associations that show us a lot of the epidemiology of this disease, that clearly it's starting to flatten. But you know what? It's not comfortable for any of us. So what we want to see is not only that flat, but a downward trajectory in terms of its graphic. But we'll get there. I'm very happy that everybody, with respect to Memorial Day, kind of did their thing. They were very good at social distancing. We didn't have really any issues. Unfortunately, we weren't able to have the parade, but we did our ceremony.
We did our ceremony. We placed the wreath,
Right.
and
We had our 1,000 flags thing. Thank you, Kathy, and to the
Yes.
Rec folks for doing that. Township looks beautiful, and we're just waiting to explode in terms of possible positive aspects as we move forward.
we're going to get to that in a little bit too.
Yeah. So let's do a little talking about. I'll jump in real quickly, George, and then you can jump on the business side.
Yes.
George and I have spoken, and the committee has spoken. And again, our committee is always involved. While George and I do these meetings, it's just the two of us doing a COVID update. The Township Committee is fully on board. They're aware. They're just as active as we are, which is really important. A lot to Vic and Gary.
Yes.
So that's the effort that we have here. That's why we're successful in what we do. Thinking ahead a little bit, we've started to kind of turn our attention a little bit to the businesses because we know that local economies here, our local economy needs to be addressed. We need to support our restaurants. We need to support those that can't open. So we've come up with a plan to create an ordinance supported by other mayors to kind of be in a position, which we'll have a special meeting on, we'll tell you about that, to be in a position to, once the governor opens up outdoor eating and whatnot, to be in a position to quickly turn around from an ordinance perspective, have our businesses open up right away. And with that, I'm going to defer to you because Mr. Lazo has spent a lot of time with Gary
Yes.
this past week going and visiting not only restaurants, but retail and finding out what their deals are, how anxious they are, what we need to do to help them.
Well, Mayor, thank you. We appreciate, for those that are watching, Mayor Marion, he joined a coalition of mayors for Main Street with some of our surrounding towns. And just so that the folks that are watching know, we are always have been very pro-business, and we want to be safe, but we want to begin to open up these businesses. What we did is we saw Warren Hardware, which is was deemed essential from the start, operate very, very well. Limiting the amount of people in the building, face masks for all their employees, anybody who comes into the building with face masks. They spaced at the cash register, they did a very good job. And we said, why can't we do that with some of our other businesses? And Mayor, you joined the coalition for Mayors for Main Street.
Yes, but with support of the Township Committee.
Yes.
That's important. I'm mayor, but this committee is the committee, and they've endorsed that. That's important for all of us.
Yes, and so we threw ideas back and forth, and we realized that let's put together an ordinance ahead of what is anticipated to be Governor Murphy's Phase 2 approach. And subsequently, Committeeman DiNardo and I, we traveled through the town and spoke individually to the restaurants last Thursday. And we looked at their outdoor dining capabilities, because we believe, and it may be happening as early as today, we believe that the governor will pass outdoor dining and then some type of limited indoor dining in a few weeks. So we said in Warren, let's have our restaurants, Mayor, be ready to go when the governor signs that order. So what we did is we went to several restaurants. We went to Alfie's, and we went to Luca's, and we went to Bruno's, and we went to Cafe Argiro, and we went to Sally G's. Those restaurants that have outdoor capability, please show us your floor plan and your diagram. Please let us feel comfortable in knowing that you're 6 feet apart and that you could provide food and beverage outside. That ordinance has been drafted by our township attorney. We will have a special meeting this week to pass that ordinance and be ready to go when the governor gives us the go-ahead. Included in that is outdoor fitness classes. Had a very, very astute resident send me an email referencing an effort that Danella was using and allowing these fitness centers, yoga fitness centers, to train outside in a park. So included in this ordinance, Mayor, will be outdoor fitness class in the park and outdoor sales of merchandise for some of our other retail businesses.
So yeah, really important, as Mr. Lazo pointed out, you know, it's not only restaurants to get them back, and hopefully we bring our community back in. And once this does open, we implore our residents, please come down and support local businesses. Please do this, it's important to our local economy. But we're also looking at the retail, like George said. We're looking at the small jewelry or small clothing outfits, or what do we have in Warren that can do and come up with a plan to sell their goods outside and while doing so, be socially distanced and do those things, wear the mask, make sure that they are kind of policing that effort too. We can't just rely on our police. It's a group effort here.
Yes.
So, and you wanted to talk about the special meeting date, George?
Yeah, we're I believe it's the June.
Yeah, June 3rd.
Yep.
June 3rd, we have a special meeting. It's at 1 o'clock now. Kathy, correct?
Yes.
Zoom,
Okay.
via Zoom.
1 o'clock Zoom, folks, and that is to address this ordinance, special meeting, to make sure that our new ordinance, once it's voted on, will be prepared. So when the governor releases that info, we can move quickly.
Mayor, I do want to say this thank you to the businesses. They met us with open arms. They are excited about the opportunity. They were quick to provide us with diagrams and setups for our approval. And how many of us really would love to get out and go to a restaurant now?
Absolutely.
I mean,
You know, I've been at home too long.
exactly.
I think the wife is wanting me back to work.
Yes.
So, we can all feel that. And I think everybody being able to get out and have some social
agree.
time together would be helpful. But just to touch real quickly on the Mayors for Main Street, I have gotten a lot of positives from our residents about it. There's a group of mayors that have put this together, and I just want to touch on a couple things that we're actively working in. A letter was sent to the governor, and part of that discussion was to allow more localized policies, which is what we're talking about now. Safely open up non-essential businesses and safely open childcare facilities, as well as easing restrictions on food service industry and the focus on residents most at risk, which was what we've kind of just discussed earlier. So these are common sense parameters that I think we all want to get to. I'd like to think, George, that local municipal government has its feet on the ground, and we know best. It's hard sometimes to listen to an all size fits all, and it's.
Mayor, I couldn't have said it better. We say it all the time. We're very proud of our residents and our business owners. They're very smart people. We know that they're going to do the right thing. They already have. As you referenced earlier, Memorial Day was a big weekend to get out and about, and yet everyone still followed the protocol and initiatives that we set forth. And we have no doubt that the businesses will do the same.
Right.
And it'll be wonderful to go out and grab some pasta and maybe
Absolutely.
a bottle of red wine.
It sounds good. Real quickly now, just pivoting a bit here, since we brought it up last time, and we don't want to have these discussions be about a township committee meeting. This is around COVID. But we did discuss this earlier, and I want to just follow up. It's come to our attention that regarding our, where are we here? The census.
Yes.
Basically. We put out a little kind of fun mandate, not a mandate, but a kind of request to our residents. We're lacking in terms of getting back. This is a 3 to 5 minute, online thing to fill out. We need to do better on that census. Right now, we're hovering at the bottom.
Yes, we are.
And that's not a good thing. I think we are, as of last update, we were close to 76% in terms of Somerset County. And in Somerset County, that's kind of on the bottom for us. So let's kind of get that out there, folks. Please get to the census. It's federal dollars, it's redistricting, and it's something we need to do. So we'll talk more about that at our meeting.
Well, we
Certainly
should have enough time.
Yeah, we should.
People have some time on their hands.
Right.
We haven't, folks, we really haven't moved the needle much on this census, and it is really important. Please just try to take the 5 minutes to do it.
Right, I agree.
And get that 75 number up a little higher.
Right. You want to touch on that chicken fundraiser that become the chicken man?
Yeah. The Lawson Foods, we started it several weeks ago to big success. It was, as they refer to it, the chicken extravaganza sale. The Warren Lions Club, they had a Wednesday, May 27 event that they generated some good money from in donations, and I believe they will be writing that check tomorrow. Is that correct? And donating that. So thank you for everybody who came out and supported that effort.
And this was with Lions?
Yes.
Right, George?
Yes. This is this is the Warren Lions Club.
Yeah. It's fabulous.
Yes.
Great.
Well, don't forget, Mayor, the Warren Lions Club has held the carnival,
The expo, right?
the expo
Right.
for many years. I want to say it's north of 50 years, and they have not been able to do that. And that is a big fundraiser for that as well. So,
Right. This is helpful.
yeah, this is helpful there.
You want to touch base? I think Stonecrest Church is having another fundraiser or food drop-off.
Yes, Stonecrest is a church in town, for those that may not know, very active in our community, very good partners. They had a drive-by food donation event on May 20th, the same day we did the blood drive. And it was a significant success, and they subsequently will be hosting another event on June 15. So again, June 15, Stonecrest Church, another drive-by food donation effort.
Great. Fabulous.
Yep.
So that's kind of it, I think, George.
I think so.
In closing, we're going to do this as long as we need to. We try to keep a 7 to 10 day kind of period between this and where we see most information when we need to get to the public. Anything else you want to?
Yeah, Mary, I know you and I participated, and we did the Thursday night frontline worker recognition events.
Yeah.
I want to personally thank Sergeant Rob Ferraro and Jane Ash, our OEM director, putting this together on a weekly basis.
Right.
Thank you to the EMTs and the fire departments and the police that came out and rallied. Good event that was very well received. We got around to many of the assisted living homes as well, several of the neighborhoods.
Very positive. These folks are taking their time out to do this, and it does have a big impact. So in closing, folks, I guess, this is where we're at. We're looking at some warmer weather. Hopefully this thing starts to flatten more and we see a decrease. Once we see that, we might be shooting some bottle rockets in here, but right?
Let's hope.
Yeah, so I think moving forward too, the other aspect that I just wanted to touch on is, as we open, there are going to be people that don't really want to open. There are going to be people that are chomping at the bit, and I think there's a dichotomy of that we need to be aware of. So let's be kind, let's be patient with each other, be supportive. We don't know what each other's going through at any given time. So it's really important, again, really understand other people and where they're coming from. Keep an open mind. Most importantly, be kind through this time. That's really what we need to do.
I agree.
Okay?
Good point.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.